Supporting and jungling. Truth be told, this video doesn't belong in my high yield series. This is not going to be high yield info. This is not going to be a huge amount of info that directly improves your play in a short amount of time. This is more of like a rant. So I'm not sure if I'll include this in my series or not. It doesn't deserve to be in there, but it might end up going there anyways, just because there's going to be so many people asking me, why didn't you put a video for supports? Why didn't you put a video for jungle? So we'll start with jungling. Jungling is different than the rest of Dota, okay? I can make a video on it, but the simple truth is, with jungling, there's less human interaction, so it's a lot less about decision making, and it's a lot more about looking up a replay. I will have a video on replay analysis, so look that one up. Looking up a replay of a high-ranked pro player or semi-pro, whatever, playing your hero, doing jungle, and you just gotta see what item build they choose and then just copy it directly. Since there's very little human interaction, it's more like a game of StarCraft where you just build, you have a build order in the first 6 minutes instead of like constantly, you know, trying to outwit your opponent. So there's really nothing for me to do there's no reason for me to do a jungle video because there's no overarching themes, or there are, but it's less. There's rare overarching themes that are going to help you with every jungler. And it's more of you just have to learn that particular jungle, how to skill them, what items to build. Also, the optimal items change every version. You know, Venomancer, for example, now goes Blightstone at the time of this video. Years ago, that didn't even exist, and Jungle Venomancer was done less. It's still not done a lot. So that's jungling. And support... There are people who want to gain MMR from supporting. And to those people that genuinely want to do that, let me tell you, it's just harder. You have a lot less gold and resources to work with, and so it's harder to carry your entire team on your back whenever you are sometimes not even strong enough to solo kill people. That being said, the vast majority of people who say this, that they want to get better at support, they don't actually want to get better at supporting. It's this mindset, this insufferable mindset of like, Dota deserves, I deserve more MMR than I have. I've been playing for 2 years, so I deserve X. I've been playing since Dota 2 came out, so I should be higher. You don't deserve anything. You will not get free wins. You have to carry your team. You have to make the wins happen. So if you're not willing to be the carry, to take on the role of the person carrying the team, then you won't get wins. I mean, you won't get a higher than proportional amount of wins, you know? So many support players, they don't want to have to take on the responsibility of carrying the team, because they know if you lose the game, it's the carry who's blamed most of the time. It's rare. I mean, yeah, the carries blame the supports, but let's be real, the carries just whine a lot. Supports blame the carries, you know. It's generally the carry that bears the brunt, you know. It's the carries that are going to be the one that people are saying in all chat should be reported or whatever for dying in a critical time. If you don't want to take on a responsibility, if you're not willing to step up to that, you know, it's like, why, right? Like, are you scared of the responsibility? And if so, practice. Dota's a great place to take on some responsibility and something that frankly doesn't actually matter. If you win in Dota, you gain points. If you lose in Dota, you can just restart. There's just not very much stuff in life like that, and that's one of my favorite things about Dota. You know, there's so many things in real life that if you mess up, there are real and grave consequences. And in Dota, you could do the worst thing in the world. You could be a horribly racist, ruining everyone's day, and then the instant the game's over, it's done, and a lot of times there's no consequences. At worst case scenario, you get muted or sent to low priority. You know, it's a game, and you know, why not take on this responsible role of the person who's gonna make the win happen? You know? Instead, there's a lot of support players that have just this insufferable attitude of like, oh, well, even though I don't understand what's happening, I pulled the lane at a weird time, I effed over my carry's lane, I mean, hey, I understand Dota, I should be getting wins, I don't know why my carry's losing the lane, wow, noob carry. You know, it's like, you have to be the one putting in the work if you want to go up MMR. Alright.